Hey, playa, welcome to another live stream here. For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. So, if this is your first time viewing a live stream, say hello in the chat. I want to get to know you and I want to get to know what your goals are. Because in this live stream, I'm going to be covering my 7-step checklist for outlining and achieving your goals. This is something that I kind of started putting together at the beginning of the year. I did a live stream early on in January, letting you guys know what my 2019 goals were. I walked you through them and let you know what I want to accomplish. Some of those things include speaking in schools, working on another book, doing an audio version of my first book, building online courses, growing my channel to 200,000 subscribers. So there's a lot of goals that I have lined out. But one of the big pieces that I really want to focus on in this live stream is helping you guys figure out how you can achieve your goals. What are the steps you need to take to get there? Now, what I've done is I've outlined the 7 steps, and I want to walk you guys through it in a checklist kind of format. We're going to look at each step and then talk about it. I want you guys to share what your goals are and how you think you can apply that step to what you want to accomplish. So before I get into that, I do want to jump in the chat and say hi. Like I said, everyone jump in the chat right now. Say hello. Let's get introduced to each other. Let's get this ball rolling. I want to say hi to the first few people in here. A bunch of the mods are in here. Anthony, Atlanta Boy, Thomas Turner, Red Lightning, Supo Kid. All you guys, thank you so much for being in here. Supo Kid, you just hit the 1 month mark on the channel membership. So you have the little +1 there next to the sunglasses. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for being a channel member, Supo Kid. Now, just a little kind of a bit of an introduction here. So every time I finish a live stream, I always put up the different timestamps of the things I talk about or the questions I answer and all the different topics down in the first comment. So you can always jump in there and you can always hop around once the video gets put up and I get around to doing that. You can hop around and see specific things that I say. Also, like I said, if you have a question right now, if you're on this live stream, you have a question that is burning deep and you need me to answer it, like it's a super, super important question, you need my advice immediately, you can always use the super chat function. To use the super chat function, as you're looking on your phone there or on your computer, you'll see the little $ icon next to where the chat bar is, where you can type in stuff. And basically, if you click on that super chat, you donate $1 or $2 or whatever it may be, you can always put a question front and center in front of me. I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll answer it. I honor every super chat and every live stream. So that's always an option for you if you have a question that you want to talk about. I'm here live. I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm here to go through this checklist. So Emma, good to see you. JTW, good to see you too. Lord of Luxury, Joshua Fisher, Hunter Hansen, Ash is Trash, Grizzly, AVH, Donald the Gamer, good to see you. I know Donald the Gamer was the first person to leave a comment in here. So I do want to jump into the first. Item on this checklist here. And I'm curious, actually, before I get into the kind of the item checklist, I want to know what some of your guys' goals are. I know some of you might be thinking, well, I don't really have any goals outlined or any plans for the future just yet because maybe I'm still young or maybe I haven't thought it through. But what are some of the things that you're kind of inspired to do? I know some of you guys want to be YouTubers. Some of you I know are already musicians and are making videos and audio online. I know some of you are artists. A bunch of you in the Discord have already talked about your different talents and the things that you want to do. I want to know what some of your guys' goals are. For me, it's to kind of just continue pursuing being a motivational speaker, to continue interacting with you guys, growing my audience, growing my reach, and just finding new opportunities for me to kind of share things that I learn and help you guys out. So Thomas Turner says, be a good commenter. Thomas, yeah, there's that YouTube channel where the guy has, I forgot, like dozens and not even dozens, I think like 40,000 or 100,000 subscribers, whatever he has, and he has no videos up. He just leaves comments. So Thomas Turner, if that's your goal, man, you can accomplish it. I want you to follow these 7 steps so you can see how that goal can manifest into real life. Addison Block says, you're the best. Thank you so much, Addison. It means a lot to me. Anthony says, play in the NFL. Yeah, look, some of you guys want to go into sports. You want to be baseball players or football players or soccer players or basketball players. And I think the best way for you to kind of work towards achieving that goal, making it a reality, is to follow the items on this checklist. Atlanta Boy says he made a Discord. Awesome, man. Cool. Send me the link for it. Horror Moore says, I want to be a filmmaker. That's an awesome goal, Horror Moore. That's a real cool goal. Donna the Gamer says, I want to get my comic book series out there. My friend and I want to expand our universe and have others be able to relate to it. That is awesome, Donna the Gamer. I'd love to see some of your comic work. If you want, you can always shoot me a DM over on Instagram. It goes for anyone else too. If you want to talk to me, you can always shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I'd love to see your comic work, man, and just get an idea of what your story is. James Howard says, Josh, I think I might have a crush on my teacher. What should I do? That's an interesting question. That's actually a video that I'm planning on doing at some point in the future. How to deal with weird crushes that you have sometimes on your teacher, sometimes on, older people, or, all these different kinds of situations that are like, how do I approach this one? I want to do a week dedicated to that. But if you have a crush on your teacher, the first and foremost, you have to kind of recognize that it probably is not going to lead to anything. It's totally normal and okay to have a crush on your teacher. There are tons of teachers that are attractive out there, but always remember that there has to be a clear division between the fact that they're the teacher and you're the student, and there should be lines that are never crossed, because one, it's not going to help you, in your academic life, and then two, it's going to create a whole world of issues if you get involved or start flirting or doing anything with your teacher. So it's okay to have the feelings, but you have to know that you can't act on them. So I want to jump into the first item on the checklist here, because I think it's so important for you guys to kind of really think about these things and think about how they apply to your life and how they apply to your goals. So, the first item on the checklist is to identify your values. What matters to you? What are the things that are important to you? I know some of you guys said here being a filmmaker or playing in the NFL or getting your art out there. What is it about those things that really matter to you? Where do your values lie? For me, my values lie in helping others. I think about everything that I want to do in life, and I see that the central piece all comes back to wanting to help others. And that could be a central piece of everything you want to do too. Let's say, like Anthony said, he wanted to be in the NFL. Playing football it's just a fun experience. It's a team bonding experience. You play with other players. There's psychology to it, and there's just athleticism. And plus, so many people are entertained and are just so motivated in watching football. So you're presenting so much joy and empowerment for so many people. And the same can be said for creating a comic series. You can create a world that people can dive into and just really, really become captivated by. So it's an amazing thing to really want to help others, or to help others kind of really just be a part of your experience, the things that matter to you. So, like I said, outlining that initial thing, which is finding out what your values are, what matters to you. If you guys are in that state of mind where you don't really know what your goal is or what your goals are, what I want you to do here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick chat poll right here. We're going to type either 1 or 2. Okay. Type 1 if you have an idea of what your goals are for the future. It could be anything, whatever your goals are. You want to be Dario's in here. I know Dario wants to be a cosplayer, professional cosplayer to some degree. Lord of Luxury says, I want to be a concert pianist. So a bunch of you guys know what you want to do. So if you have a clear idea of what you want to accomplish for your goals, put 1. If you don't have any clue, you don't know what you want to do in the future, you're undecided, you're not really sure at all, put a 2. Okay, 1 if you know, 2 if you don't know. Let's get an idea and see. It seems like Thomas Turner's 3, which maybe is a mix of both. I would assume. Donna the Gamer says 1. Anthony says 1. Horrormore 1. Hunter Hansen 1. Level. Oh man, this is tough to say. Level. Michelle Haney says 1. NBA. Galaxy says 2. Lewis says 1. Ash's Trash is 1. Arby says 1. Arby's Red Lightning, by the way. Galaxy said 2 already. Lord of Luxury 1.25. Okay, so it's like yes-ish. Yes-ish. I think I'm going to go with that. So it seems like a lot of you guys have an idea of what you want to do. And then there's a few of you that are not really sure. So the first question to come to is that, what are your values? What matters to you? Maybe you care a lot about being entertaining or being funny. You want to go into something that's comedy related or entertainment related. Maybe you have a lot of artistic talent that you want to share with the world, and you just love drawing or painting or designing or kind of video editing, whatever it may be. Or maybe you just are athletic and you just want to use your physical power to maybe go into something that's athletic, like sports. So really think about your values, the things that are important to you, and that's always going to help kind of start to shape the direction you're going to go in as you're figuring out what your goals are. So let's jump into the second one here. The second item on this checklist that you need to identify if you want to define what your goals are is you need to start to understand what your purpose is. Now, this is kind of close to the first point here, but discovering a purpose in what you do is going to give your life meaning. I think it was Friedrich Nietzsche, the philosopher, who said, He who has a why can bear any how." So if you have a why as to why you're doing something, no matter what situation you're in, you can find a reason that makes it worthwhile for you, right? There are so many people out there that are working towards getting a college degree just because they feel like they need to, not because they want to. And they'll take on a job in the future because they need to and not because they want to. So I think it's important to ask yourself, really what your purpose is, because if you can't really identify what your purpose is and you can't figure out a path for it, well, then you're just going to take on anything that you can just to have some kind of sustainability, and it's not going to make you happy. Like I said, there's so many people in this world who are just doing things just to get by. So many people that are living and waking up Monday dreading the whole week until they get to Friday, and then they're living for 2 days out of 7 days a week. You're wasting the majority of your life doing things that you're not happy with. And I know some of you guys, I know a lot of you guys are in school right now. So you don't choose to get to go to school. You have to go to school, and maybe it's boring and maybe you don't like it, but recognize this, that school is just a piece of your life. You have so many more hours in your day that you can dedicate to things that you want to do. And that's how you'll discover what your purpose is. School can give you the book education, the textbook education. You got to learn math, you got to learn science, you got to learn history, all these different things. But the things that you're passionate about is really what's going to drive you forward and help you figure out the career path and the life path that you want. So I want to jump back here into the chat, see a bunch of you guys saying things. I want to kind of interact there. But what do you guys think about those first two steps on the checklist? First one is to recognize what your values are. What matters to you? What are some of the important things that you care about? And then the second one is to understand what your purpose is. So, like I said, your purpose may be to make people laugh, or to entertain them, or to make them feel calm and relaxed, or to help them. Maybe you want to be a doctor or a nurse. There's so many different ways you can define your purpose, and it's important to start thinking now about what that means. What that may be. For me, I feel like my purpose on this earth is that I'm a very calm, rational, kind of relaxed person, and I feel like I bring that into the interactions I have with people. So sometimes I interact with people that are anxious or nervous or uncertain about the things they want to do, and I feel like my energy, my presence, just talking to people and especially listening to them helps me better communicate with them. So I feel like that's a superpower that I have, and it's important to think about your own superpowers as well. All right, jump into the chat here. Dario says, "Thank you, Josh, for mentioning my name. That I want to be a famous cosplayer." Absolutely, man. I support your goal. I think that your James Bond cosplay is amazing. If you guys haven't seen, you got to check out Dario on Instagram. He's got awesome James Bond cosplay pictures and a bunch of awesome cosplay pictures. All right, so Dono the Gamer says, "I wish you could share gifs and pictures in live chat." Yeah, I wish the live chat was a little bit more interactive like that. Thomas Turner's early on. He says, "There's no bananas in this stream." I was hoping we'd get by without any bananas, but I guess they're gonna make an appearance. All right, Horrormore says, "I already make a film over on my group channel, Infinity Gore, and I think I could take that with me in the future." Absolutely, Horrormore. So thinking about that, let's stick with him as an example here. He makes horror films. He makes not just horror films, but he makes made a film over on his channel that really means a lot to him. It required thought and meaning and depth, and you had to write out the script and record it, and you had to put a lot of work into it. So I think the important thing to say is like, okay, in making films, what is your purpose there? Like, do you want to make films that are going to inspire people, that are going to frighten them, that are going to shock them, that are going to get them talking? What is the purpose behind making films? Where do you see yourself tied into that picture and tied into the experience of someone watching those films? Donna the Gamer says, "I would like to reach 100 subscribers by the end of March. I currently have 83. So, Donna the Gamer, you could totally reach 100 subscribers by the end of March. I think what it's going to come down to is for you to really think about one, what type of videos does your audience want to see? And if you don't really have an audience just yet, right, because you're about 83 subscribers, so you don't have a fully defined audience, you have some buzz. You have to start thinking, well, what kind of audience do I want to attract? That's also a key piece too. And you got to make sure your videos are specifically made for that audience. One thing I was testing out this week, and the videos haven't been performing as well, is I've been doing videos on goals and outlining what you want to do, and it seems like they haven't performed as well as the videos I did, let's say, a week or two ago on confidence and being comfortable and confident in who you are. So I'm learning from that experience. I'm learning, okay, maybe at this point right now in this month or in this stage, not everyone's too interested in goals and figuring that out. But I know there's a small portion that is, which is why the videos perform in some degree. But I'm learning from that experience. I'm trying to see what my audience wants. I'm trying to understand them better. And then I'm really trying to help them grow and learn along the way. Okay. So let me jump back into chat here. So Della Crawford says, how do you ignore people when they say mean things about you to other people? That's a good question, Della. If people are saying mean things about you to other people, you got to understand this. Whenever someone makes the effort to talk bad about you or to talk bad about someone else, what they're really demonstrating is the fact that they don't have the capability um, to work through their own challenges and their own negative feelings, right? If a person's going to spend a good portion of their day bad mouthing someone else, then that means they don't know how to express their feelings in a positive way. So they have to take a negative route because they just don't know how to do it. So if you're in a situation where someone's bad mouthing you to, or bad mouthing about you to someone else, you have to recognize that, like, that person is not going to contribute anything positive to your life. They're just trying to tear you down. They're just trying to, make things harder for you. And the best thing to do is to just try to distance yourself from them. Talk to the person that they're talking to, set them straight, let them know what the truth is. Let them know, hey, look, this person's just bitter and angry and upset. Don't listen to them. Don't worry about them. Let's focus on just building each other up and being positive. That's how you can kind of rise above the hate there. So let's see. So Super Kid, thank you so much for using those custom emojis. So Super Kid, just so you guys know, is a channel member here. You can become a channel member as well if you click the join button down where next to the subscribe button. What it allows you to do is allows you to get use of custom emojis. So he used the yes and the no and the two hands kind of grasping together emoji, and he has little sunglasses with the one plus because he's been a channel member for a month now. So he gets that little icon next to his name. Plus, there are other perks. If you click on the join button, you'll see what the other perks are in being a channel member. So, I'm just reading through what you guys are saying here. Sam Leach says, I think my purpose at the current time is to be a musical theater actor and to entertain others. Knowing that I have improved someone's mood in a performance fills me with joy. Sam, that is amazing. That's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. Really thinking about what are the things that you like, the things that you're passionate about, and who you can help in that process. Because, he knows that he's filling people with joy. When people see him perform, people see him up there on the stage. It's an enlightening experience. It's like the person in the crowd is awakening and really just enjoying that atmosphere that you're creating for them. So really thinking about that on, like, and moving forward in that direction, telling yourself, yeah, this is how I'm going to kind of operate. I'm going to operate knowing that there are people on the other side that are benefiting from what I'm doing, and that's going to help me remain focused. There are going to be times where you're going to beat yourself up, you're going to feel like you didn't do good enough, or you just are bored with it, or you don't know the direction you're going. If you always take it back to who you want to help, it always helps clarify your vision a whole lot more. Okay, I want to jump into the third one here, guys, and then I'm going to jump back into the chat. The third point here on this checklist, I've already outlined the first two. The third one you want to look at is to identify the challenges that are in your way. What is holding you back? This is a big one. I'm going to talk a little bit about this for a while because I know some of you guys are running into this. What are the challenges that are holding you back from going after your goals? Like, just it was mentioned a little earlier that I think Down of the Gamer, right? Down of the Gamer was saying that sorry. He wants to hit 100 subscribers. He's at 83, I think he said, or 81. And the challenge there is making up that difference. How do you make up that difference of subscribers? What are some of the challenges that you guys are facing? that are standing in your way, that are holding you back from going after your goals or holding you back from accomplishing your goals? I want you guys to answer in the chat right now. I'm going to go read what you guys have to say. What's holding you back? Maybe you want to be a YouTuber, but you haven't made your first video. Maybe you want to be a sports player, but you haven't really looked into joining the team. Or maybe you want to go to a specific college that you're really, passionate about because they have the thing that you want to focus on in there, but you just haven't applied yet or you haven't looked into it. What's holding you back, guys? What are the challenges that you're running into? Donald the Gamer says the algorithm is holding you back. Donald the Gamer, totally with you on that. The algorithm is holding a lot of people back. um, so Super Kid asked me, Josh, could you video chat this weekend? Absolutely, Super Kid. I'm gonna message you, and I'm gonna message you early because I know you're in the UK, so it's 6 hours ahead. We're gonna make it happen, man. We're gonna make it happen. Let's see. Donald the Gamer says, I'm a gaming channel, hence my name, Donald the Gamer. Oh my God, sorry, I got Donald the Gamer and Horror more confused. My mistake. um, and I always love playing Minecraft, but the hot new thing is Fortnite. Yuck. So you're not a big Fortnite guy. I don't blame you. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's the way it is. But you want to grow your channel. You want to grow your channel as a gaming channel. Donald the Gamer, I think I've seen you on the vidIQ live streams before. What I would recommend is this. If anyone here wants to grow your YouTube channel and you want to kind of boost the people watching your channel or just make better videos or just make more clickable videos, definitely check out the YouTube channel vidIQ because they do a weekly live stream where they review channels. They tell you, hey, you should fix your thumbnails. Hey, your titles aren't that great. Oh, you should work on focusing on this keyword or work on focusing on this topic. They do a great job at really helping smaller channels kind of figure out how they can stand out. And they've done a lot on gaming, on growing a gaming channel. So you definitely should check them out. Let's see. Demonetization says, Josh, are you sub to PewDiePie? That's a good one. I'm gonna leave that answer for a little bit later. um, so all right. So Super Kid. Oh no. Oh yeah. Okay. Super Kid here says, what's holding me back is my age and also how I feel about myself. I'm very negative about who I am as a person. I can't get confidence to do anything after my crush rejected me. So this is a big thing too, guys, that a lot of times we feel like when we've gotten rejected, whether by a crush or by someone that we care about, or we got rejected, we're just not making it. We're not getting big, or we're not getting notoriety, or the thing we're doing is not growing. It can just crush our spirit. It can make us feel like, I don't even want to try. I don't want to do this anymore. It's not leading to anything. That's a major challenge. Getting over that hurdle is difficult. Trust me on that. I've been in that position tons of times where I stop and ask myself, is this worth it? Should I keep doing this? And I think the thing that keeps me going is, like I said, I return back to who I want to help. I remember that it's important to not get so hung up on the vanity and the metrics and the, like celebrity appeal that can come with whatever you want to do. Sorry. Obviously we all want to grow and we all want to, become popular in the thing that we want to do, but it's important to really focus on who you're helping, because to you, you may look at 100 subscribers and you may say, oh, that's so small, there's no one there. But 100 subscribers is 100 people, and it's so crucial to remember that, guys. Hey, Miss K, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to jump in and answer your super chat. You said, what's holding me back is my looks and for getting a girlfriend. Hey, Mish, I hear where you're coming from on that. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this, guys. So looks is a major thing to a lot of people. They feel like if they don't look good or they're not attractive enough, then they're just not going to attract someone. They're not going to be comfortable communicating with others. It's like, a lot of times people think that their looks really comes down to what my face looks like, right? Or my body looks like. And a lot of times looks can be secondary if you prioritize and you put forward the thing that you're good at. A lot of times we're just resting on the idea that either I look good or I don't look good. And we're hoping that people like us based on that. But if you're willing to put forward what stands out about you, you're willing to, for example, if it's your personality, you're willing to put your personality forward, and you're willing to show people that you're a likable person, you're fun to talk to, you're good at making jokes. Doing a lot. I'm really tired, guys. I woke up really early. you're willing to make jokes, you're willing to make people feel comfortable when you talk to them. If you can do all that, then looks end up being secondary. I know it's easy sometimes to focus on looks and to prioritize looks, but there are definitely ways to kind of to get past that, because a lot of times, especially for you, Hamish, if there's a girl that you like and the girl can get to see that you're really a confident guy, you're fun, you're energetic, you're entertaining, you're flirty, then I think after a while she'll start to tell herself, like, okay, let's say he's not the most attractive guy in the world, but he's just so amazing to be around, and attractive people doesn't always mean that, like, being attractive doesn't always correlate to being an amazing person to be around. You may just be an attractive person, and there are tons and tons of attractive people with no personality, with no energy, that are just not fun to be around. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. If your challenge if your goal is, let's say, to get a girlfriend and that's what you want to accomplish, um, you know, and your challenge is your looks, then see how you can make small improvements to change your looks. Maybe it's changing up your hairstyle, or maybe it's changing up your clothes, or maybe it's wearing something that stands out. Like you might want to wear a cool looking watch, or a cool, like chain around your neck, or a cool jacket. Like all these little fun things that make you pop. Those are little things you can do. A video I'm planning on doing in the future, guys, is 5 tips that you can do to kind of 5 tips you can use to kind of improve your dressing style. Look, I won't be the first person on YouTube to give dressing tips, but I do want to share it from my perspective, because they are things that I've tried and things that I've incorporated that just make me feel more confident in who I am. And I think that's so important, because you can dress up for other people to kind of like you, but it's so important for you to dress up in a way that you feel confident in presenting yourself to the world. Thank you again, Hamish, for the £5 super chat. I really appreciate it, man. Eric Martinez says, hey, do you have any tips for removing hickeys fast? This would help me a lot. I mean, Eric, I remember when I was younger and I used to get hickeys, the one thing that I would use is, and I don't even know if this is the best technique, but I remember if you take a coin, like a quarter, and you kind of like um, brush it against the hickey, you might be able to kind of spread out the centralized kind of blood vessels there, so it might lessen the color of the hickey. It might kind of spread it out a little bit more, but if it spreads out, it becomes lighter. That was just something I remember when I was a teenager. Has nothing to do with anything, but okay. Ash's Trash says, Josh, I think I'm bisexual because I found guys and girls very attractive to me, but but I only picked up on it a couple weeks ago. How long should I take to find myself, and when should I come out? That's a good question, Ash. I think that your challenge may be, you want to feel more comfortable with who you are. Your goal is to kind of feel comfortable just approaching anyone that you like. And the challenge you face is, this big challenge of coming out, of having people accept you, or feeling comfortable just being in your own skin. I think that it's so important, and it's amazing for you guys to kind of be on the journey of discovering yourself, figuring out what you like and what you don't like, and who you are. So in your case, Ash, I think that the important thing about coming out, from what I've learned and understood from people who have done it, is that it's so important to share it first with people that you are close with, your close knit people. So that could be family members in some cases, that could be your close friends. Let them know, and then as you share with people that you're close with, you'll start to see that you're not bad for being who you are. It's not wrong for being who you are. You'll see that the people that care about you will still care about you once you share it. I think also, as it comes down to approaching people that you like, I think that you shouldn't be worried either. It's important to know that if you're going to, let's say, if you're a guy approaching a guy, to know whether or not that guy is attracted to men, or if you're a girl approaching a girl, whether or not that girl's attracted to girls. If you're the person in the middle who's either gay or bisexual, but at the end of the day, if your goal is to come out and be comfortable with who you are, start first with your small knit circle, let them know, and then you'll see the love and care that they give you. I think that's the most important piece to take. Let's jump back into the chat here. 100 people can fill a hall. Absolutely, Thomas. 100 people is a lot of people. We get so caught up sometimes in the numbers game of YouTube, and we think like a million. Oh, I need a million. I need 1,000. I need 100,000. We get so caught up in these things, but every single subscriber, every single view is a person on the other side. And all it takes is one person to be on the other side, to be changed by your message for you to make a major difference in this world. Think about that, guys. If you get one view on a video, but that one view is someone who's on the other side, who's struggling with something, who's going through a deep depression, who just needed to hear what you had to say, you've made a major difference in this world. And YouTube may not reflect that with its numbers and views, but you've made a major difference. All right, so let me jump back in here. So like I said, identifying what your challenges are is that third step on the checklist. If you can really hone down what your challenges are, and you can really think about how you want to get through them and how you want to tackle them, uh, it becomes easier for you to actually approach them. Because a lot of times we can become easily overwhelmed with all the things we have to deal with in life. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to fail at this. I'm going to fail at that. But once you start really writing it down, really documenting it, saying, this is what I struggle with, this and this and this. And I'm going to come up with game plans for how I can tackle each of those things. Like, writing it down makes it real, guys. And you should definitely do that. Down the Gamer says, did you say you think I was in a vidIQ video? What was that about? I want to hear what they said. Oh, I'm not sure. There was a subscriber, and I remember they had an icon that had a green in it too. So Donna, you know how your little icon is green, the green sunglasses and the green circle? There was another person I think that watches my videos that has a similar looking icon. So I thought it was you, but definitely, guys, check out vidIQ. They have a lot of info on growing your channel. Della Crawford says, do you like Mr. Rogers? I love Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers is my inspiration. All of these quotes, you can see them right here, are all Mr. Rogers quotes. My goal is to be the Mr. Rogers of the YouTube generation, to kind of help you guys realize that your feelings are mentionable and manageable, and that I like you, just like this says, I like you just the way you are. And my way of going about that is helping you guys learn how to be your best self. Master Mo on, I guess not Master Moon, says, hey Josh, I want to have a video chat for you, probably a 15-minute one. Do I have to pay? If so, how much? So Master Moon, there's a few different ways. I'm working on creating kind of a one-on-one coaching session thing through my website, but the current way is this. So if you become a Patreon member, patreon.com/thejoshspeaks, I communicate with all my Patreons. Sometimes I talk to them on the phone. We have a phone call. Sometimes we have video chats on Facebook. Sometimes we Skype. There's a bunch of different ways I communicate with them, but I always communicate with my Patreons. So if you do want a video chat with me, even if it's for just a 15-minute conversation, I would say become a Patreon for just a month or so, and then we can have a one-on-one video chat there. So check out my Patreon, and you'll learn a little bit more about that. Benji Leon Ginger says, the hell is a hickey? Okay, so a hickey is basically when someone's kissing you or kind of like sucking on, let's say, your neck. Usually you get hickeys on the neck. And when you kind of suck on the neck for a while, what ends up happening is the blood ends up kind of like a bruise. It becomes a bit of a bruise on your neck, or wherever you do it. And people tend to do it when they're in relationships. They give each other hickeys. It's kind of like a badge of honor. There's a lot of different reasons. Generally, people who are in high school, middle school tend to do it a lot more. As you get older, you don't really do it as much, but that's just kind of the case. Thomas Turner says, I've had a channel audit by vidIQ. It wasn't very good. What did they say about your channel, Thomas? I'm curious. Dario says, Michael Jackson is my inspiration. Yeah, so this is something I want to ask you guys too. We'll do a quick chat poll right here. Who's your inspiration? Who inspires you? Who's led you to kind of go after your goals? For me, like I said, it's Mr. Rogers. Dario says Michael Jackson. Who are some of the people that inspire you guys day to day? I really want to know. And as you write that, I'm going to jump into the fourth point here, which is, how can you balance it? How can you balance all the things you want to do in your life, right? So if you want to pursue your goals and there are things you want to accomplish and things that are kind of like on the horizon for you, how are you going to balance that? You've got school or work, or you've got a relationship, or you've got to take care of your family, or there's just so many responsibilities you may have. How are you going to fit in this new goal, this new thing you want to accomplish? How are you going to have time for it? Well, for me, the best thing that I've learned is to kind of really, really segment your day, to look at your day as a schedule and to tell yourself, instead of kind of becoming overwhelmed with the idea of doing something new, how can I fit in a small piece of what I want to do into different pieces of my day? So here's an example. You go to school, let's say, right? You have that early morning where maybe if you want to, let's say you want to, like you're Anthony, you wanted to go into NFL, right? You want to become a football player. Maybe exercising in the early morning when you wake up is the best time to do it. So you take half an hour out before you go to school. And then maybe when you come home from school, maybe it's exercising again or playing football with friends or learning about football, learning about how to join any leagues in your school. And then you take care of your homework. So you go to school, let's say to 3 o'clock, you're home by 4 o'clock. From 4 to 5, you're focusing on football related things. From 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you're doing homework. 8 o'clock to 9, you're eating dinner, taking a shower, and you're going to sleep at like 10 or 11 or something like that. It's all about kind of the way you find balance in life really is about kind of segmenting pieces of your day. For me, what I've learned is I've segmented my day where in the very, very early morning, as soon as I wake up, that's when I focus on Josh Speaks stuff. So from about 7 a.m. to about 9 a.m., that's when I focus on making videos, editing videos, reaching out to people, working on my website, doing all these kinds of related things. So I'm going to jump back in and see who some of your guys' inspirations are. Atlanta Boy says Brian Boyle. Cool, man. Supo Kid says my inspiration is Elon Musk and Josh because you've helped me so much. Supo Kid, thank you for putting me in the same camp as Elon Musk. That's a big big gap, but very appreciative. Sam Leach says Jordan Peterson. Clean your room. So Sam, I don't know if you've seen it. You should definitely check out my video. I did a video with Jordan Peterson. I interviewed him talking about how teens can improve their lives. So you definitely should check out that video on my channel. Me and JP. No, skipped. Okay. Yeah, Atlanta says my inspiration is Brian Boyle. Della Crawford says my mom, John Mayer, Steve Jobs, Mr. Rogers, Jesus, and Elon Musk. That's a good camp of people to be in. Very diverse people too. And that's awesome. Like you can learn so many different pieces from all those people, which is amazing. Della, I'm curious, what are some of your goals? What are some of the things that you want to accomplish moving forward in your life? Dario says, as a Mexican, Luis Miguel is my inspiration. Definitely, man. Luis Miguel is awesome. Yurihi Maya Magsayo says, hello, Josh Speaks at your live stream. Hello, how's it going? Hamish says, there are motivational speakers that inspire me that I look up to. Hamish, I'd love to know who they are. Are there anyone that you'd be interested in seeing me collaborate with? I'd love to talk to a few motivational speakers and bring them on. All right, Benji Leon Ginger says, Daryl Hall and John Oates. Hall and Oates, man, they're awesome. Freddie Mercury. Michael Jackson, Edgar Wright, Quentin Tarantino. I keep messing up my words. Christopher Nolan, Robert Downey Jr. are my inspiration. Those are awesome people. Those are awesome people to kind of look up to. They're all successful in their own right. They're all changing the world. You guys have some awesome people that you really look up to. Thomas Turner says, my inspiration is Swoozy, Domix, and the odd one is out. Awesome, man. Good people there. Stan Lee. Donna the Gamer loves Stan Lee. I love Stan Lee too, man. Super Kid, I missed your question. If you want, you can repost it. Just because the chat's kind of all over the place. Hamish says, Josh, motivational speakers that a certain few that inspire me. Yeah, I'd love to know who they are, man. So yeah, like I said, guys, really just figuring out how you can balance it all comes down to setting up a schedule for yourself. Like Thomas Turner said, he works on his YouTube channel after school or in the evening time. So that could be the perfect time for you to kind of sit down and really think about your goals. For me, it's the very, very early morning. For you, it might be after school. You spend your time doing schoolwork and stuff. And then when you come home, that's when you really kind of dive deep into things that you want to do. Drift Boy says, Chia Puckett is my inspiration. Cool. Dario says, as the person who reads the Bible to the audience, Alexander Scorby is my inspiration. Awesome, man. Awesome. Yuri Maya Mike Sayo says, Josh, want to hear, can you make emotional control video about self-control, about seeing your crush and how to interact with them, making a little video example? Okay, so I think what you're saying is basically when you see your crush, how do you control your emotions? How do you control your feelings so you don't just become so overwhelmed with them? It can happen. I know, I've been there before. I'll definitely make a video on that. That's a really good topic to cover. But yeah, some of you guys have amazing people that you look up to, and it's so cool to have coaches or guides or mentors that you really want to look up to, because it really helps you start to measure success and to see what success looks like, and to remember that it's possible for you to succeed, not impossible. Okay, we got to get moving quicker on this so I can get through all seven. Number five here on the list is to be specific. This is so important, guys, because a lot of times when we think about what we want to do, we're not really specific with the goal. You might tell yourself something like, I want to be successful. I want to be popular. I want to get 1 million subscribers. And those aren't specific enough goals, because to be specific, you have to kind of identify the basic questions: who, what, where, when, why, and how, right? So here's an example of that. For me, my main overarching goal is I want to be a motivational speaker full time. I want to dedicate my life to doing this, to helping people. But that's not specific enough. So I told myself, well, I want to speak in schools. I've set out, like I outlined in my 2019 goals, guys, I want to speak in 12 schools this year, one school every single month. I want to speak in, I want to work on a second book. I want to hit 200,000 subscribers. I want to do, I think it was 24 collabs, I think, or 52 collabs this year, one every single week with a different creator. There's lots of specific goals that I've outlined for myself. And the more specific I get and I tell myself I want to do this specific thing, the easier it becomes for me to kind of really recognize how I can actually achieve it. Because when you just set a lofty goal of like, I want to hit 1 million subscribers, or I want to be famous, then you don't really have a clear direction. And the most important thing when it really comes down to laying out your goals and outlining them is to have clear direction. So I'm curious, for some of you guys here, for you guys who kind of have an idea of what you want to do and what your goals are, what is one small step that you're taking right now to get there? What's one little thing? If you're growing your YouTube channel, what's one way that you're trying to get more people to watch your videos? If you want to be a football player, or you want to be a musician, or you want to be an actor, what's one small thing you're currently doing right now to get there? I want you guys to answer in the chat. I'm going to jump in the chat and see what you guys have to say. Super Kid says, by crushing me or getting close again, but she rejected me. She rejected me once, and I like her for the 5th time now. 5th time is a lot of times. What can I do about my feelings? Okay. So she rejected you. You guys are getting close. She rejected you once, and you like her for the 5th time. So if she rejected you in the past, you have to ask yourself, what has changed? What has changed in the way that you interact with her compared to how you did before? Have you grown as a person, Super Kid? Do you feel like when you interact with her, you're more playful now, you're more flirty, or you're more comfortable talking to her? It's important to outline and think about those things, because if things are just still the same, then she's not going to view you any differently. And if you want her to view you differently, you need to kind of have growth there. Super Kid says, also, can you do a video on how to think about what you want to do when you're older? Although that chapter in Embracing the Awkward is great. Yeah, definitely, man. I'd love to do more videos on planning for the future and planning, what you want to do with your life. Super Kid's referring to my book, Embracing the Awkward. Where is it? Let me go get it. There we go. This right here. This is my book, Embracing the Awkward. For those of you guys that don't know, this book is available over on Amazon. It's a guide for teens to succeed at school, life, and relationships. So Super Kid's referring to the chapter I wrote in here that talks about outlining and identifying your path and your purpose. I kind of give a 3-step formula that I follow to kind of really understand what my path and purpose is. So the chapter in here is so tied to this live stream. I think you guys, if you have this book already, go reread it. If you don't have this book, you can find it over on Amazon. Just type in Embracing the Awkward and it'll pop up. So I think it'd be helpful for you guys if you're trying to figure out what you want to do and outline your path and your purpose. Super Kid says, my school's library ordered 5. Awesome, man. That's so cool. Dono the Gamer, I still want to get a signed copy. Dono, I'd love to get you a signed copy. Shoot me a DM and we'll figure it out. I'll reach out to you and stuff. I can always send you. I have a bunch of these. The company sent me a lot so that I have when I go speaking and do all these other things. So I'd love to get you a signed copy, man. So the Atlanta boy says, hey, Josh, I don't know if I'll be able to join the after party. That's okay, man. Just to fill you guys in, I know some of you don't know. After these live streams, after I finish going live over on YouTube, I do what's called an Instagram after party. Now, basically, the Instagram after party is all the cool people here from the chat. You guys you're going to be first on the call because you already know about it. If you follow me over on Instagram, you go join me over there. What I do is I invite you guys on and I talk to you right then and there. I have video chats with you guys over on Instagram. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. Only the cool kids are there, so you definitely want to join it. If you're not already following me over on Instagram, go do it right now, guys. The Josh Speaks over on Instagram, and you'll get the notification when I go live, and you can join the Instagram after party. All right, let's get to the 6th point here because it's almost 6 o'clock. Wow, time's going by fast. Okay, so like I said, being specific is so crucial. Knowing specifically what you want to do, outlining it to the T, to the number, and then on top of being specific, you also want to measure your goals, measure what you're accomplishing. If you tell yourself, I want to get 1,000 subscribers in the next year, well, how are you measuring it? If you tell yourself, well, then I need to get X number of subscribers per month, then measure those goals. Tell yourself, okay, I'm going to document everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm accomplishing. If I put up a video, how many views is it getting? What do I need to change? What do I need to focus on? Measuring your goals and telling yourself, like, I'm going to really stick to it. I'm going to pay attention to how successful I am is going to keep you accountable. Because here's what a lot of people do, guys. And what I want you to do, this is going to be a little interactive here. Put a thumbs up if you've done this before. Thumbs down if you've never done this before. Thumbs up if you have. Thumbs up if you haven't. Have you ever told yourself that you wanted to do something and then you just kind of forgot about it for a while? And then eventually you remembered and you're like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that thing. And then you just kind of gave up on it because you waited too long or you got bored or the time had already passed. I've been in that situation tons of times. You know how many times I've told myself, guys, I'm going to work on an audiobook. I'm going to do an audiobook version of my Embracing the Awkward. And then I forget about it. And then a month goes by and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I was going to do that. Okay, I'll try to do it another time. And you keep prolonging, you keep pushing off the goal. You never actually get to it. But when you decide to measure it, you actually can look at what you're doing and say, "Oh wow, I didn't do anything this week. Next week, I need to take a small step and actually get something done." So by measuring your goal, you hold yourself accountable. Thomas Turner gave a lot of bananas. Supo Kid says yes. Atlanta Boy yes. Inko Andozoid says yes. Skirt says a thumbs up. JTW thumbs up. Benji thumbs up. Hamish thumbs up. Hunter thumbs up. Atlanta Boy says this is me, like I'm making videos in general. Thumbs up. Yep. Dono Gamer says yep. So yeah, guys, we all tend to do that. We tend to kind of slack off with our goals. We forget about them. We focus on other things. Getting focused is one of the most important things you can do, and really outlining how you want to accomplish your goal and then really measuring your success along the way is what's going to hold you accountable. More thumbs up, guys. Down to the Gamer, Della Crawford, Shadow King, Ash is Trash, and these aren't thumbs up like, yeah, we did it. These are thumbs up like, yeah, I want to make a change. I want to start being more proactive because I know you can do it. It's something I'm working on. We all have the capability to do it. Super Kid says, how can I stop my crush calling me daddy and other dirty stuff? So Super Kid, sometimes people use that word and they do that sometimes to troll, a little bit to troll. I would think in your case, maybe she's doing it to troll, especially because if you guys are just friends and there's not a lot of romance there, then why would they? But if she's saying it as a troll, I would just ignore it. I wouldn't respond to it. I wouldn't engage with it. If you show her that you don't care about her saying it, then she'll just probably get bored and stop doing it. Like I said, if she's doing it to troll, then chances are she's trying to get a reaction out of you. If you don't give her a reaction, then that's not going to happen. Thomas Turner says everyone is putting thumbs up and I'm just spamming bananas. We get it. We get it, Thomas. Your banana is symbolic of a thumbs up. I understand. Super Kid says we do often flirt with each other. So Super Kid, that might also be her way of flirting with you. Atlanta Boy says, I need to stop procrastinating on making videos. Yep, dude, totally get it, man. And This is what it comes down to. RB and everyone else, guys. The seventh step on this checklist. The seventh step. This one is so important. Something I make sure to do all the time. I'm constantly doing. I'm doing it right now in this live stream. You guys didn't even realize it. The seventh tip, the seventh way to outline and achieve your goals, I've said seventh like a million times, is to really, really just share what you're doing with someone. Share it with people, guys. Let others know about your goal. There's a few different ways you can go about this. You may want to keep it personal to yourself. You maybe want to share it on social media and you just want to post it there. Or you can share it with close friends and tell your friends, guys, this is what I'm aiming for. This is what I want to accomplish. Like I want you guys to know that so I can stay accountable, so I can really stick to it. Or you want to share it with the whole world. Let everyone, oh, geez, I hit my light. Let everyone you interact with know what you want to accomplish. If you want to be a football player or a sports player, tell every single person, hey, I want to be a sports player. It's what it's in my blood. It's my goal. It's what I want to accomplish. If you want to be a YouTuber, let everyone know, guys, I have a YouTube channel. If you have any ideas for videos you want to see or you have suggestions or tips I can work on, let me know. Share your goals as much as possible, because when you share your goals, one, it becomes real in your own mind. I've said so many times that I wanted to do an audiobook of this that it's real to me now. It's like, it's not just, oh, I'll never be able to I'll never get around to do an audiobook. It's like, no, I will do an audiobook because I've told everyone. And everyone's going to be asking me, Josh, where's the audiobook? Josh, did you do it? Josh, did you work on it? So the more you share your goals with people, the more people will just hold you accountable because they'll ask you about it. They'll ask you why you haven't worked on it or where you are in the process. So guys, I'm going to jump back into the chat here and see what some of you guys have to say. Have you shared your goal? This is another yes or no question. We'll get another chat poll going. Have you shared your goals with anyone else or have you kept them a secret? You can either write shared or you can write secret here in the chat. I want to hear what you guys have to say. David Mitchell says, me and my fiance, we both have autism. All right. David, do you feel like the fact that you both have autism interferes with the relationship in some way? Do you feel like it's difficult for you guys to understand or connect in some way? I'd love to hear what your story is. Della says she keeps it a secret. Dono keeps his a secret. Just reading through. Your face says, my crush broke up with me and said that he didn't want to be in a relationship. He really liked my Valentine's Day card, though. Your face, I'm sorry to hear that. Sounds to me like, like he just wasn't interested and he wanted to be respectful by taking the Valentine's Day card, but he just probably wasn't interested. HB Bro Gaming says secret. Subokit says secret, unless with people who are close, like my friends and my best crush. Thomas Turner says, what day are you planning to publish the video? Because if I shout you out the same day, then your new video will gain a few views. Yep, Thomas, Atlanta boy, you guys should connect. If you guys are both small YouTubers trying to grow, you guys, collaboration's key in growth, guys. Trust me on that. So a bunch of you guys are saying you keep it secret. Hunter Hansen says some of each I share some, but sometimes it's hard to share them. Yeah, I hear you on that. Sometimes it's hard to share your goals because you don't know how people are going to react. But I think it's important to share your goals because even if it's just for yourself, it becomes way more real for you. You start to look at it like, wow, I put it out there into the world. I let people know this is what I want to accomplish. And now I'm actually going to take the initial steps to get there, guys. So I want to run through these 7 steps again. If you're someone that joined late on the live stream, I'm going to run through the 7 steps on the checklist. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up on this video, those thumbs up go a long way, guys. And look, if I missed your question or if you have a question that you want to ask me that I didn't get to, we have 5 minutes left in this live stream. You can use the super chat function to put it right there in front of me and I will answer it. I promise you 100%. Also, you can leave a comment on this video. I'll jump down there and I'll answer comments after this video gets posted. But I want to run through the 7 steps here and I want you guys to take notes for yourself. Think about this. The first step on this checklist for outlining and achieving your goals. You want to identify your values. What are the things that matter to you? What do you care about in this world? How do you kind of look at the world? Do you want to be helpful? Do you want to be kind? Do you want to be an inspiration to someone else? 2, understand your purpose. What are you good at? What are you here for? What value can you bring to others? Who do you want to help in this world? Knowing who you want to help is going to help you set the right direction as to who you can bring to life and inspire along the way. 3, Identify your challenges. What are the challenges that are standing in front of you? What's holding you back from going after the things that you want? I know sometimes you may feel like those challenges are impossible to overcome, but it's simply not true. Four, how can you balance it? Yeah, okay, you want to do something, but it doesn't mean you can fit it into your schedule. Well, it's important for you to realize where you need to make sacrifices. And sometimes sacrificing things means taking care of yourself. So it doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to work 24/7 and not going to get any sleep. Sometimes you need sleep. All the time you need sleep, but it's all about making sacrifices. So maybe it's playing a little bit less video games that day, or maybe it's spending a little less time hanging out with friends or talking on the phone or doing whatever you do and focusing on your goals. You need to make sacrifices so that you can understand how you can balance everything in your life. Five, you want to be specific with what you want to accomplish. If your goals are too general and too big, you're not going to have a clear path forward. The more specific you are, who do you want to help? How do you want to get there? What do you want to do? Where are you going to start doing it? Is it online? Is it in person? Is it with friends? Is it by yourself? Being specific is going to help you really kind of shape the goal so much more so that it really becomes realistic for you. Six, you want to be able to measure it. A lot of times people say they want to accomplish something, but they're not tracking their progress. And when you don't track your progress, it's easy to forget about what you want to do. And it's easy to kind of let it fall to the background. If you want to be an author, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a sports player, if you're not actively doing things daily to pursue that, it's easy to kind of forget about them. And a few months can go down the line and you tell yourself, oh, yeah, I just haven't had the time to do that. And that's not good enough, guys. Telling yourself you haven't had the time isn't good enough. And seven, share it with as many people as you can. The more you put it out there into the world that you have a goal and your goal is worth accomplishing, the easier it's going to be for you to really believe that you can do it. Because if you don't believe in your goal, who else is going to believe in it, guys? You need to start believing in yourself if you want to actually make your goals happen. So I want to jump back in the chat and see what you guys are saying in here. Those are the 7 points, the 7 steps on my checklist for outlining and achieving your goals. I'm curious, do any of those specific steps stand out to you guys? Is there anywhere along that process that you feel you're stuck, that you haven't really accomplished that step yet? I'd love to hear what your guys' situation is. Quentin Behale says, "How do you know when you succeeded in life?" Quentin, that's a really good question. What does success look like, guys? How do you know when you've made it, when you're successful? Well, in my mind, success really comes down to feeling a sense of fulfillment and joy every single day that you wake up. It isn't having to hit a certain metric or be successful or be popular. It's waking up and realizing you're making a difference in this world, knowing that you're out there helping other people, knowing that you're out there changing lives in whatever you're doing. I wake up every single morning so grateful and happy to know that I can interact with you guys, to know that I can share my thoughts and opinions, that I can hear what you guys have to say. Knowing that I have a relationship and a connection with each and every single one of you gives me meaning and purpose. And whatever it is you choose to do, find that meaning and purpose in it. Don't let anyone else decide it for you, but you need to be focused on what you want to do, because if your goal is something worth accomplishing and you know you're going to help others along the way, then you need to do it, guys. It's imperative for you to make it a number one priority in your life. All right, guys. On that note, I am going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this live stream. Like I said, if you want to join the Instagram after party, all you have to do is follow me over on Instagram at the Josh Speaks. I'm going to go live on there as soon as I finish this up, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. I love sharing these things and I love talking about these things with you guys. I think it's so important to really kind of think through our goals, to share them with each other. If you have something that you want to talk to me about privately, you can always shoot me a DM over on Instagram. Like I said, I'm working on the coaching section of my website. So if you guys want to book a coaching session with me, a 30-minute session, a 60-minute session, or multiple sessions, that's going to be available too. You do need to be 18 or older to do that, but that's going to be an option for you guys. So I am totally interested in hearing what you guys and what your goals are. A bunch of you guys are saying, no, don't go. No. I understand you guys want me to stick around. I'll be over on Instagram. You can go join me over there. Atlanta boys letting the bananas go. They're out there. The bananas are out there, guys. But thank you guys so much. Let's head on over to Instagram. Let's continue the conversation. And I want to be there to help you be your best self. And that means accomplishing your goals. You can count on me, guys. Share what's on your mind, and I will be there to help you. Then, oh, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. Tomorrow's video is going to be so much fun. It's a collaboration with an amazing kid who's doing amazing things with his life. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. I'll catch you over there. See you on Instagram. As always, love and peace. There's so many bananas. So many bananas.